Hi, this is Donna Crowley, the Happy Hippie. I'm taking a little break from being in the studio outside getting some sunshine. It's actually a very pleasant day here in Michigan. It has been rather muggy and hot. I didn't actually look at the temperature, but I would guess that it's probably in the high 70s, low 80s, and the mugginess is cut down, so humidity is quite low today. So that makes it nice to be outside for a little while, as long as the bugs don't find me. Our great big black flies and such out here in Michigan. So I'm on the edge of our property, and behind me is one of our pear trees, a Bartlett pear tree, and planted it, gosh, it's probably been about 8 years now. Planted it and it didn't produce till last year. We had to be very, very patient. Our soil is not the greatest here. We built cages up around the trees until they were large enough that the deer wouldn't eat them down. So we were thinking ahead for that. And we planted them close enough to the field that is farmed next to our property, and the farmer will water it for us, which is really, really nice, because in this gravelly soil here it does take a lot of water for a tree or a shrub to be established here. But that's all just kind of part of life, isn't it? It's about being patient and looking at the big picture. It's about having perseverance in waiting for the fruit to come on the tree. I waited a long time as an artist to have my studio. I loved doing pottery in my young adult years, and in college it was the major I probably should have went into, but I mean, hey, I ended up with a degree from CMU, and I'm very pleased with that. Used it to homeschool my children for 20 years. Felt like that was a great investment in myself and in my children. And if I were to go back to college now, it probably wouldn't be for art, but it'd be something for marketing or something that I enjoy now. I so enjoy having my own studio. I waited 30 years to see that come to fruition. So I'm not afraid of the long haul. I'm with homeschooling. That was a long-term project. Building a business is a long-term project. So in general, I don't shy away from things that take time, patience, energy, and just that core belief that it's worth the wait. And I was speaking earlier today about pain and perseverance, and how the things that we walk through will build character in us. We don't like to hear that at the time. We don't like to hear when we're having sleepless nights due to chronic pain or pain after surgery or an emotional pain due to loss. We don't want to hear that. But we know it's the truth. We know the truth is that that pain does produce something good in us. It produces character, long-suffering, which is patience, and being able to have the applied wisdom to know that what we went through was worthy of us. Now, sometimes we stumble upon things along the way, like with my journey with chronic pain. I've had to stumble upon some things that have showed me the light, if you want to say, to how to lessen that pain. And a lot of that for me has been what I tell myself about the season of life that I'm in. How often are we telling ourselves, this is so hard? And we just dig in with, it's so hard. Yeah, it's hard, because we're telling ourselves that it's hard. And this is too much. I mean, we're judging all the time. We're judging our circumstances, which up here is not a healthy thing. And so that unhealthy thought produces stress in our bodies, which will make it harder to sleep, which will make it harder to see the answers that may be just on the horizon, but we've set ourselves up to be extra stressed about it. So really, there is something to the I don't want to say it's positive thinking, because you can positively think something that's a lie, and it'll just continue to just cycle in your life, and you can be as positive as you want, and that thing won't come to fruition. But I think what we forget to do is remind ourselves that we can look inside and see what it is about us that is powerful. And for me, the long haul type of perseverance is something that I have gripped to, embraced, if you want to say, held close to my heart, that if it looks like a lot of work and it looks like it's almost nearly impossible, I'm probably the woman for the job. Maybe that sounds a little bit egotistical, but I don't care. If it's a long-term, many weeks, many years, many decades, I'm probably the woman for the job. Just from my life experience, I've noticed that I've taken on things that most people would say, well, I could never do that. Well, no, because you weren't called to do that. So look at what you're telling yourself and how easily you give up based on the phrases that you use the most. Can't is the worst four-letter word in the English language. I can't is simply another way of saying I won't. And that's okay. If it's not meant to be, just say, okay, it's not meant for me, I'm not going to pursue that. But don't make excuses. If you're saying you can't, it's because you don't want to. And there's something else that you should be pursuing and putting your energy into that. So stop saying I can't about the things you don't really want to do. That's fine. Don't do them. So create what you want by what you're telling yourself, and stop judging everything as too hard, too easy, too boring, too something, and just say it is what it is. And if it's for me, I'm going to see that spark inside of myself, and I'm going to pursue it, and I'm going to pursue it with all my heart. So, difficult seasons, sometimes that's part of it. So just keep up the good work. Keep telling yourself something healthy. And for now, I'll just say peace, love, and pottery.